This podcast is suitable for students between the ages of 16 to 25. If you're interested in self-improvement, productivity, study tips, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to the Sweet and Sour Podcast. My name is Abdulmumuni Hikmat. I'm a student just like you. I'm passionate about personal development and productivity. So, if this is your first time listening to this amazing voice, don't make it your last. If not, sweetie, you know how we roll now. Let me hear you say H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. Hi, sweeties. Welcome back to the Sweet and Sour Podcast. It's your one and only host, H to the I to the Q to the M to the A and the T. Hey. How are you doing today? I'm super excited to be bringing you a new series, the Student and Entrepreneur series. A lot of you really enjoyed the first one we did, and we decided to bring it back. I would really like to apologize for the break in transmission rather, because after the Ramadan series, we really needed to take a break and re-strategize before we come back and give you guys sizzling, series. And you guys were really back, and I'm so happy. So on today's episode, we have our very first guest all the way from the University of what? Okay, let me not say that. He's going to do that in his introduction. But this guy is very lucrative. He does 3 different businesses. They are all registered, and he manages to do them well, and it's really inspiring to see. Let's get to hear his story.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Abdurazak Isaac from Kwara State, and I studied at Kwara State University, Malete, and I am currently the founder and the CEO of Prestige LLC Business Venture, where we run laundry service, real estate deals, and we are also into transport business, logistic basically.
Finding the right team has always been very crucial to any business you're doing, especially when you're trying to grow. How did you find the right team to be able to push your business to the point it is today?
The rightful team. Well, until this day, uh, until this day, the sole purpose of or one of the things I don't really joke with in my business is the brand itself. I have always tried, or in my own case, I wouldn't say it's a team effort. It is just that I have tried as much as I can not to settle for less. In fact, this include me having to do some deliveries myself at times. This include days where um your workers underperform and uh, you fired them prior to getting replacement, and you need to do all these tasks for a while before getting a proper replacement for them. So I feel everybody needs to set always set standard for their business regardless of uh, the state they are in. Set a standard and do whatever you need to do to hold that standard. At times the decisions may not be easy. At times you need to do it alone. At times you need to fetch people who will drive the business to the level at which you want it to be. But then the person who pushes business the most, who should push the business the most, should be the owner of a business. You employ everybody, not for them to work for you, but for you to still work for them. You work as if they employed you. If you see your business like that, then you'll be the one to make sure you are able to uphold the value you promised, or uphold the value your business or your brand has.
So I want you to be honest with all of us listening, or everybody listening to this podcast right now. How bad did your academics have to suffer because you decided to start and really push your business forward?
This went a long way because there was a time I wasn't able to set a proper margin between the business and my studies. So what I did was that I placed value. I had a priority, and obviously I had the priority, and it wasn't my studies, my priority was solely on the business. So I won't lie, I did a lot of things that were more in favor of my business than uh, my studies. So I was really affected to a point where there was even a time family had to come in and tell me to pause. Yeah, during my final years, my parents and relatives had to come in and try talk to me, to which I did, obviously pause the business for the sake of the schooling, like just pause the business to have enough time to face my studies and get through with it. So uh the decision of starting a business really affected my studies because there was a change in priority.
So, what business management strategy do you use to manage your employees? Because definitely, I know it has not been easy.
uh, Business management, and when we talk about managing employee, it has never been something easy. I believe it's the most challenging part of a business. I tell you what, it is much easier to set up a business than it is to manage a business, just because of the key factor, human factor. We put in a lot of work to ensure that because basically we render services to people, so we put in a lot of effort to ensure that people get the value that we are promising them. Part of this ways is uh, to encourage people, give them incentives, make them understand that although that's a means I just recently devised, make them understand that there is an average price everyone gets to receive. But then the more you work, there is like commission on almost every job. Let's say in like realtorship, there is 10% allocated to whoever brings a deal on real estate. And for laundry service, there is a certain amount of money you receive on each dress you completely um on each dress you complete. So like say you someone who finished washing and ironing of 30 dresses in a day won't receive as much as someone who who did only let's say just like 10 to 15 dresses. So obviously the I'm guessing I'm guessing people who work under me to know that the more you work, the more you get paid. And that aside, I have a healthy relationship with people who work with me. I make them feel comfortable working with me. Trust me, I'm not a bossy person. Although, regardless, the deal has to be done. I make sure I don't talk to people who work with me in a way that they feel somehow. You understand all these factors, right? But combined, because I've tried a lot of method, and I can tell you for free that the biggest headache I have in running business basically is human factor. At times, people work very well, and the second or third month they don't show up again. At times, people don't get to keep up to work. Some people don't even last a month. But then I just feel that it has been very helpful since we devised means of incentive payment to encourage workers. Workers would leave and your brand will remain. So regardless, you need to take the hard decisions of flushing out those who are not competent enough for whatever job you give them and replace them. Even if getting replacement is not easy, you need to know that they will do more harm if such people remain in business than so just try replace people who underperform and compensate those who perform well. By so doing, business would flourish, I believe.
Wow, that was really interesting and insightful. Like, I had to not talk because I had to take notes of every single thing you were saying. So, before you leave today, I would like to ask you, where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see your brand, Prestige LRT Business Venture?
Well, according to plan, I hope the plan works well. I plan to step up the business. Plan to step up, not expand within the place, but expand outside of this region. Currently, the business runs only between Malete. I'll be only in Malete, so I have plans to take the business to places in the country, and I hope that I would have achieved that within the next 5 years. And obviously, I hope by then I would have married as well. It's always to get better than yesterday. It's I believe each day to perform better than yesterday, but the sole goal I think I have within the next 5 years is that I would have taken the business outside of this environment to other places in the country.
Wow, that's like an amazing goal, and I really do hope that you achieve it. Have like the laundry business here, so at least I can have a verified and very reliable laundry service that I patronize, hopefully. And then, yeah, over to you. Thank you so much for listening. We have come to the end of today's episode, and I'm sure you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. But before we go, I would like to say that you should literally sit down and ask yourself what you're grateful for today. I personally am grateful for life. I'm grateful that I'm able to record this series. I'm grateful that you're here listening at this point, at this time. It has never been any perfect. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Sweet and Tap. Bye.